All right, so first things first, you want to get yourself a medium to large size onion. As you see right here, this is the stem of the onion, and right below it is the root. So a lot of people like to cut the stem and the root off first and then cut it in half. I actually cut it in half first, and then I'll go ahead and cut the root off nice and easy, and then turn it over, turn it around, and cut the stem off. All right, and then from there, I like to take the first layer of skin off, the membrane I think is what it's called. It's slimy, it's not needed. And then just to ensure that the onion is nice and smooth, I like to also take off another layer of the onion just so it's nice and uniform. And look, as you can see, there's a little bit more membrane right there, and just kind of just take that off, and now you're left with a nice smooth onion. So we're gonna julienne cut these onions. Make sure that your fingertips are curled on the onion, and as you're making nice, straight, even cuts, you just wanna glide those fingers down to ensure that the knife doesn't cut them. And then when you get to the end, you'll see the onion fall flat down naturally, and then again, just repeat the same process. Now, to be honest, this step is not recommended. I just personally like this shot, and I am just putting the onions into a bowl. You can go ahead and put the onions into your jar now, but for the sake of the shot and my OCD, we're gonna go ahead and keep it rolling. For the brine, we're gonna use a half a cup of white vinegar, a half a cup of rice wine vinegar, and 1 cup of water. Now I realized that my pot did not work on this top, so I had to go ahead and get a new pot. And then add in 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, 1 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 bay leaves. Now set your stove top to a medium to medium low. We want to bring this up to a slow simmer. We don't want the liquid to be ripping hot, but hot enough so that all of the ingredients can activate. So about 5 minutes. While that's doing its thing, go ahead and get your jar. I'm using a 17-ounce glass jar. It has a rubber seal on it just to ensure that the food is airtight. You could also use a mason jar if you have that, and just go ahead and start getting your onions inside of it, making sure that you fully compact your onions down. At first, you'll start to see that you may not be able to fit all the onions in, but you can. Just make sure that, again, you're pressing the onions, you're pressing down on the onions, you're not breaking them, but you're just pressing down enough so that they're all fit. And then from there, I like to add in some garlic for extra flavor. And again, just go ahead and keep packing away. And then in goes the brine. All right, so the brine is nice and hot, and we just want to submerge the onions in the liquid all the way to the top. And I like to take my fingers and just slightly press down on the onions just to make sure that the onions are below the water and they're not coming up. You can also take a paper towel or a napkin and fold it in a square or the size of your jar, and just place it on top of the liquid and the onions. And what this will do is make sure that the onions do not float to the top, as they'll try to make their way to the top. So this acts as a barrier. And that's pretty much it. Go ahead and let it cool down for about 30 to 45 minutes before putting it in the fridge. Secure it, lock it up, and we're gonna go for 24 hours, all right? You can go 3 to 4 if you want, but I want these onions to really be incorporated in the brine and marinate thoroughly. So 24 hours, close it up, and we'll see how it looks. I tend to like to put pickled red onions on my sandwiches. You can put it on anything, sandwiches, salads. You can eat them by himself. It's really up to you, but I like the acidity that it brings to a sandwich, the crunch, and I mean, look at this. You got your turkey, salami, pickled red onions, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, oregano. Like, come on now, y'all. Look, I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Go out and make pickled red onions. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna go ahead and devour this. This looks amazing, y'all. And until next time, keep eating.